Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am back and I am ready to finish this quilt top. If you need to get caught up with this series, please go watch the first video. Only 2 videos in this series. I will have a link down below in the description box, in the comments, and I'll also put a card up here somewhere. You can go watch it right now. It's really short, like maybe 6 minutes, and then come back and finish up here. Or you can just watch this and then watch the other one after. When we left off, I was going to be creating my strip sets, and you can see that I did that. I actually did it twice. I have 2 identical pieces that look the same. Well, yeah, that's kind of what identical means, right? Like this. Now this is actually the width of the quilt top. Let me measure it. It's coming in at about 41 inches wide. So these 2 pieces put together are going to make the length. And this would be very long because, well, let's see. Let me just measure 1/2 here. So 21. So each piece is like 42. That would be 84. Plus we're going to add some sashing and borders. So you're looking at a very long quilt. So I'm going to trim this and make it a little bit shorter. And when we cut this, that's what's going to make our rectangles. So let me move one piece. And let me just turn this way. So the first thing I want to do is I need to trim my edges, because this part is uneven and I still have salvages and all that. And then what I'm going to do is also cut a piece out of the center to kill that folded line. And that's also good if you happen to have fabric that has a fold that is faded. You know what I mean, jelly beans? Sometimes fabric will fade. You know, it's older or it's been in the sun or whatever. So that'll get rid of that. And all I'm going to do is, you know me, lazy tacky. I'm going to fold this. Well, I'm going to use that folded line kind of as a guide. And just keep my border edges about as even as possible. That looks pretty good. Then I'm going to fold in half this way. All I want to do is trim this edge. That looks even enough for me. Just going to kind of put that on a line. That looks straight, straight. And I'm just taking handy dandy scissors. I use the edge of my board as a guide, and I'm just going to cut. And I just want to make sure I have all the salvages off and all the unevenness is now even. And this can go in my crumb pile. Even though there's salvage there, there's a lot of usable fabric for crumb quilts. Now, I'm going to turn this, not unfolding it, just turning it. I need to decide how long I want each section, so we're going to be cutting this in half. So we're going to have like 4 panels, and there's going to be sashing in between them. So let me think for 1 second. Someone left me a lovely comment saying that I shouldn't let you guys know that I haven't thought this out. And it's like, what the fuck? I'm showing you guys that I'm doing this as I go. I don't think things out too much. If I start thinking too much in advance, I'm never going to get anything done. That's just the way I do it. I decided I want my panels to be 18 inches this way. So, you know what? My board, my mat, I should say, is 18 inches. So I'm just going to let it hang over a little bit, and I'm just going to cut right here. Now we have a lovely piece for crumb quilts, or for whatever else you might be able to come up with. If I did this right, I will have 2 matching panels, and I do. Likey so. Now, one of these strips will go here, like that. So it's going to separate. It's going to leave us very long rectangles. If you wanted, you could cut extra strips and you could cut these in half again if you want your sections to be smaller. But I wanted long rectangles. I just thought that would look cool, so that's what I did. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew this together, and I'm going to do the same exact thing with the other piece. Then I will put the two big pieces together, and then I will be back. Before I put this all together, a couple things I want to mention. You want to try to center your stripes. So I'm going to just put this piece this way and try to line up my stripes a little bit, my sashing, or whatever you want to call it. So that looks good. And again, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to go sew that, and then I'll have this big piece put together. You know what? I was noticing that my stripes, I'm going to call them stripes for right now, weren't matching up exactly as they should. Not that I care about exact, but I'm like, I just cut that in half. Why doesn't it match up? It's because I had turned one of the panels. Obviously, as you sew long strips, you might not be even all the way. So that piece of blue that I put here, that's going to be the top of the quilt top. And now I have my stripes that match. So I'm going to add a piece there. Then I will cut and trim this one and do the same. And we'll get there. So I need a sashing, and that's going to go there. And another thing, I want to try to make this line as much in the center as possible. So I just fold this in half, and I just finger press right there. And that leaves me enough of a mark, and then I can just put my center on there. I just go down. This is where it ends, so that's how I pick it up. And I'm going over to the machine. And most of you know that I don't pin unless necessary or extremely helpful. Like, I didn't pin that strip to sew that on there. I just sewed it. But when I want to kind of sort of match up these stripes, I'm going to do this. I just try to match those two up as best as I can. And it's got to come down a little bit. Right there. And I put a pin there. And then I will also do one here. So let me just fold that back, see if I'm matched up. Oh, I am. And that's it. And I'm still just going to take this to the machine like this. I don't need any more pins. I can double check this one when I'm at the machine, and it'll all work. We are almost done. I have all the pieces put together. I will show you this on the bed. And look, it looks like we cut all these rectangles, but we didn't. Now, all that we have left to do is the sashing on the sides will stick out. Now, yes, usually a border doesn't have something going this way in it, but we don't care about things like that. So I'm just trimming that like this, and like that, and this corner one right here. Oh, I did such a good job there. What am I doing? I accidentally threw that away. It goes in my crumb pile. And I just am going to go around and trim all those. And what else did I want to mention? I can't remember. Yeah, just remember to put your border on the top and bottom. I do want to stress that this was made with 0 level of perfection. Things in the back, you know, well, that could be pressed, but sometimes, like, this got folded over. I don't care about stuff like that. Let me show you up close. See how things get folded over? Nobody is ever going to see that. That will be backed by someone, and it's going to be hidden forever. Only you will know it's there, and it'll be special. A special little secret. I get a lot of you asking if I'm going to show how to finish these quilts, and I am not. I don't like making quilts. I only like making the tops. There are a gazillion videos out there that will teach you how to back a quilt and to do it many different ways. I have a couple of ways on my videos, but they're not so much for big quilts. You know, you can always do the putting the right sides together and sewing around and leaving a space and pulling it through. You can do that, or you can do whatever you want. But like I said, you can go watch other videos. You know, Jenny from Missouri Star Quilt Company, she doesn't show how to finish the quilts. She doesn't even make the whole quilt top in her videos. She has one in the background hanging. Everybody has their own ways of videos that they like to make, and this is what I like to do. I like to make the quilt tops and show you that, and then you can figure it out from there. Okay, I think this came out awesome. Even though it's just one color, I really love the combination. It's bright and sunny, yet it's bold and pops. To me, it's very 70s, very retro, and I love it. I will go put this on the bed and take some pictures. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of my quilt tops, quilt blocks, crocheted pieces, Darlene's concoctions, tag-alongs, all those things that I do. I'd love to have you as part of the Peanut Gallery. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!